So, Road to the Knockout stage is dropping today and the upgrades are looking very, very nice. So we'll be going through all of that and including all the content that has come in the last 24 hours and loads of investments. And before we do start the video, if you guys are interested, the trading guide is free until the 1st of October, so not many days left to get yourself, I guess, accustomed to the market with this help for free. I've got all my investments, including stuff I recommend investing with the full release today, and loads of, I guess, trading methods with loads of daily updated data to help you with your trading needs. So in today's video, again, we are mainly going to be talking about the Road to the Knockout stages, because that is the promo that comes today, but we did get a little bit of content yesterday, so let's go and walk through what content we got yesterday. We got ourselves marquee matchups and then an objective giving a free pack. These are the marquee matchups. They messed up with this one because they wanted Man United or Liverpool players, despite that not being the matchup. Sadly, we anticipated there being Bayern Munich versus Bayern Leverkusen and Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid. And they did have both of them, and actually Bayern Munich players didn't do too badly. And likewise with Bayern Leverkusen players, they didn't do too badly because in this one there was max clubs 4. And because there was max clubs 4, everyone actually just ended up using full Bundesliga teams. I mean, the Bayern Leverkusen, the Bayern Munich players, and actually some of the investments we recommended earlier in the week. Basically anything from the Bundesliga that was cheap managed to do well. So I think we recommend Middle Start because he went out of packs for Team of the Week and he's already done well for that as well, which is nice. But yeah, not too much ended up rising for this marquee matchups. Man United and Spurs players were quite underwhelming. We got a little bit on Prem cams. Whenever there's cams, Prem cams do pretty well, especially English Prem cams. This one, not that much did, I'd say, Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid players didn't do that well. When EA requires one from either team and no minimum from one league, max amount of clubs, the clubs just don't do that well. And yeah, but this was probably one of the best performing ones. What did really well was Bundesliga left wings, Bundesliga right wings, Bundesliga centre mids, and Bundesliga left and right backs. Again, everyone was just using full Bundesliga teams. So yeah, those Bundesliga teams of like the mid tier did very well. Nothing too much on the league. So on top of that, the daily content we got ourselves an objective, and that was a objective of, if I can go and find it, is it under live? I think it's under live. There you go. Early access Mystery Nation. Now what you need to do for this is you need to go and get yourself, or you need to go and win a game using one player from 3 of these nations: England, Spain, and Belgium. And once you've done that, you're going to get yourself a 25k pack. So very easy 25k pack. But apart from that, that was all we got at 6 PM yesterday. So let's go and cover the interesting thing, and that is the upgrades, or that is the RTKs with the upgrades we're getting this year. Because this year is a little bit different because, of course, this year the system that they're running is completely different. Now I'll give a quick overview of what it is. Basically, you get your campaign cards at the beginning. Once you win 3 matches, you can get +1 overall, and then once you score 1 goal in 4 separate games. So basically, as long as you don't have 4 games, or I think it's as long as you don't have more than 4 games where you don't score a goal, everyone will go and get an upgrade, and then finish top 2 in the league will go and get a playstyle and a roll plus. But it's that's basically the top 2 performing teams in the whole of the Champions League group stages. So that's kind of a bit of a null and void upgrade. Now we've got these upgrade compared to last year. Sadly, my what's it called? My Twitter wasn't working, so sadly I have to load up what's it called? I had to load up Internet Explorer to explain this. So yeah, this is the games they have this year, and the main problem is, or the main thing that kind of sucks, is that the upgrades are going to be a fair bit later this year, sorry. So last year, players could go and get upgraded, and I believe I've got it here. There you go. Players could go and get upgraded as of their 2nd game. Last year, the upgrades was win 2 and qualify for knockout stage. Whereas this year, again, it's win 3 and score 1 goal in 4 games. And then, of course, you've got that basically impossible finish top 2 in a pool of like 20 teams. So you've got to get 1 extra win on last year. And qualify for knockout, you could probably, I believe you could do in about 3 games. Whereas, or 4 games, whereas this year, obviously, you can't get that 2nd upgrade until you've scored, or until the team has scored more than 1 goal in 4 different games. So, as I say, we'll talk a little bit about times they can get upgraded. This year, you can get your first upgrade as of the, what's it called? Basically, it's the 4th game. Because we're starting this campaign 1 game in, they don't count the games before. It's every game from the release of the campaign. So when they say win 3 games, they mean win 3 games as of today. They don't mean, because Real Madrid, more likely than not, probably won their 1st game of the Champions League. There you go. They won their 1st game, but that game does not count whatsoever, going off of what the norm is. So the first 3 wins, you got the 1st game there on the 2nd of October, you got your 2nd game there the 22nd of October, and you got your 3rd game there the 5th of November. So again, we won't see upgrades until, well, over a month. in comparison to last year, we actually saw the first upgrades last year on the 24th of October. So last year we literally saw upgrades kind of over a week and a bit ahead. So that kind of sucks that upgrades are taking a little bit longer. On top of that, for the second upgrade, the earliest you can go and get it is the 27th of November, whereas last year you could get the second upgrade as early as the 8th of November. So both the upgrades are 2 weeks later this year, which kind of sucks. I also did a bit of research just to see, is the Conference League the exact same? And yeah, it is the exact same. Last year, we're going to look at Fiorentina. Last year, you can go and get your first upgrade as of the... what's it called? You could have got your first upgrade as of the 26th of October last year, and then you could have gone and got your second upgrade as of the 9th of November last year, whereas again this year, the first upgrade you can get even in the Conference League is the 7th of November, and the second one is the 28th of November. So yeah, upgrades are going to occur a little bit later, but what I would say is that this format actually really favours some of the smaller teams, because the smaller teams previously would have had to win 2 out of 5 games, or they would have had to, well, you basically had to win games to qualify. Now all you've got to do is get, what's it called? Now all you've got to be able to do is get yourself 1 goal in 4 games, which a lot more of the smaller teams will get. And the nice thing about this is it'll mean that the upgrades are a lot more sporadic. Normally what would happen is you'd get the upgrades happening on 2 different days. Maybe you'd get a few upgrades on a 3rd day, depending on how the group stage, ran out. Whereas this year, from the 4th game onwards, we're probably going to have new cards getting upgraded every single week or every single other week. So yeah, that's the nice thing, is that there's going to be more upgrades and more teams of the lower teams will get upgrades, because it's easier to go and get 1 goal in 4 games than it would be to go and get 2 wins or to qualify. But the upgrades this year are delayed 2 weeks. And again, the upgrades should be pretty nice. Again, we've got the promo team for you guys right here. So I mean, these guys getting themselves, now these aren't necessarily officially leaked cards, I can tell you that, because Bellingham's base card is 90, let alone his RTK card. But yeah, no, these cards was obviously playstyle pluses, and +1 inform upgrades would be very nice. Again, these are just predicted cards, but yeah, very nice cards going out of packs. You guys may have questions about buying these cards. Now, a lot of the top meta cards, such as Bellingham, Frimpong, Watkins, Alvarez, Doku, St. Max, will probably peak before they go out of packs, because this is what happened last year regarding investing in these cards. So if I go and show you Osherman last year, Osherman got himself a road to the knockout stage. There you go. But when Osherman actually went out of packs, because it was overinvested, he actually went from 55k down to 50k. Like, he literally dropped in price because he was overinvested. And that's more likely than not going to happen with the top end cards this year, is they'll drop for the first day and then they'll maybe rebound for the next few days. And again, that happened across the board last year. We saw it happen with expensive cards like Haaland, we saw it happen with Saka, Diaz. All these cards were overinvested. They then got panic sold Friday evening. They were still quite cheap Saturday evening, and then it was only Saturday onwards that these cards did go and rise. So I would be wary if you guys are investing in them. Now, you've got kind of 2 different sorts of investments with the RTKs. I've got all my investments here. You've got the meta cards, which are these, which more likely than not we're going to go and sell in the pre-hype of Friday today. And then you've got the fodder cards. And the fodder cards are kind of, you play them a little bit differently. Like, these cards are quite unlikely to get overinvested, because they're not as appetizing to go out of packs. You know, like Frimpong going out of packs, very appetizing, you know, demanded card. But buying someone like, I don't know, Van der Beek out of packs, why would I want to go and buy Van der Beek out of packs? He's a plebby non-rare. But these plebby non-rares can do pretty well out of packs. Again, I can go and grab you Team of the Week 2. Obviously, these gold cards went out of packs on Wednesday. I can go and grab you someone like Middlestar. And again, because Middlestar was used for yesterday's marquee matchups, this card has already gone from like 600 coins up to, there you go, this card's already gone from 800 coins, and it did peak up there yesterday about 1.8k. So it went up 1k in 24 hours because he's not in packs, yet he's being used in SBCs. I'm not sure if I'll be able to find another example, because I'm not quite sure if as many SBCs. Maybe Muslera could be good. He's a rare card. We normally try and keep it in non-rare cards, unless rare cards have been proven to do well in the past. Alderweireld, has he done well yet? No, not yet. But it's really just a patience game. So if you guys want to go and buy some of these cards, I'm sure you'll be able to go and pick them up. It's literally, you buy them now, you hold on to the last day of them not being in packs, and by then they should have either been using an SBC, being used in Evos, being used in objectives, being used in just basically stuff that's taking them off the game. So again, players like Romero are really nice, because Romero fits both an Evo and an SBC, which both take him off the market and basically get rid of the card. DeMarco, of course, also quite nice because he's got himself those links with Torrent. But back to Road to the Finals. We're going to talk a little bit about investing in Road to the Finals, because again, these were really nice investments. So here are the cards last year, and what I would say is that even though, yes, this year's upgrades are delayed 2 weeks, there's still a fair bit of time between when they released the promo team last year and their first upgrades. So the promo team last year was released on the 28th of September, and they didn't actually receive upgrades until the 24th of October, which means I don't think the investing patterns are actually going to be too different from this FC25 to FC24, because one way or the other you were still waiting for, I think it's, you now wait 6 weeks instead of 4 weeks, and I don't think that's going to be unappetizing for people to go and invest. So I think we're going to see very similar trends. But I think because it takes even longer for them to get upgraded, I think there's even more so of a reason for them to follow these trends. So what happened last year is these cards dropped all the way through to Friday. So literally 7 days of them being out of packs, they dropped. Now some people have said, but last year we didn't have games last year we didn't really get games, or not that many of the teams or something like that, didn't play games when they were in packs. Because, of course, all these guys are going to go and play a game, I believe, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, depending on what competition they'll play. And obviously, some people are saying, well, depending on how well they do in that competition, depends how the card might react. But I'll be honest with you, because, again, you need either 3 wins or you need 4 games where you've scored 1 goal, I don't think there's going to be a significant rise. And across the board last year, these cards dropped till Friday. So they dropped for the full 7 days they're in packs. We can see even there, Diaz dropped to there to Saturday. Wasn't much of a difference between Friday and Saturday, so I probably would have bought Friday anyway. We can see right here, even cheap cards like Saladilia was the cheapest on Friday. We can show you DePaul was the cheapest on Thursday, but again, he was only up a little bit on Friday, and because the average is Friday, I would have waited till Friday. Saka down a little bit between the Friday and Saturday, but then rebounded. And finally, even cheap cards like Dzeko down there on the Friday and then rebounded. So the road to the knockout stage team should be a or buying these actual promo cards should be a really nice play on Friday, because the rebounds were very, very nice. But again, even though these guys are going to go and play midweek, and yes, that midweek game can contribute towards them being upgraded, because again, it's going to take so long for these cards to be upgraded, I wouldn't be in that much of a hurry to go and buy the cards. I believe that kind of has everything. Again, the upgrades these cards can receive will end up being very, very nice. Obviously, it's subjective on what the cards are. The official cards haven't been leaked yet. What we do know is we do know that some of these guys actually might not make Team 1, or they might be in the mini release. We also know that Jota is an SBC. We know that, I don't know if he's on here, but we know that Andre is an objective. We know that Isco is an objective or SBC. And I think that's about all we know so far. So yeah, so there is a 2-week promo, which is nice. It was the exact same last year. Even more of a reason for them to follow the same trends and drop until Friday. Because again, last year it was also a 2-week promo. So that is Road to Finals. We're going to talk a little bit about what the market's been like in the last 24 hours, because I said that the market would drop all the way through till today. But obviously yesterday was a bit of a crazy trend, because if I go and show you this, we can see that the market dropped yesterday evening all the way to early morning, and then it bounced back again. But what I would say is, if we look at the daily day-to-day trend, it still fits the agenda that the market is dropping every day. For example, we can see that even though, yes, we can see that he crashed and then rebounded, we can still see that the day-to-day average, he is still down. So this is still following still following last year's trends. Last year's trends, the market could have dropped with division rivalries and then bounced back again. But on average, every player is still cheaper every day, going into Friday if they're over 100k, going into Saturday if they're under 100k. So again, we can show you Rodrigo there, still dropping. We can show you there. We can see Nico Williams is still dropping. We can see Musiala right here, still dropping every day. We can see Foden, still dropping every day. We can see even Neymar, still dropping every day. And you get the idea. So even though they did rebound between what they crashed yesterday evening and what they rebounded, the price they kind of rebounded is still lower. You can see again, this is what they're going for on average on Wednesday. This is what they're going for average on Thursday. They're still averaging less on the Thursday than they did on the Wednesday, despite them rebounding. And again, what we anticipate now is the market should drop going into 6 PM. So you may wonder, well, if the market's going to drop going into 6 PM, what are we going to go and invest in? Luckily for you, not only do we have road to the final investments, we've got investments that go and buy on Friday's panic selling. And it's split into a few different sections. So let's go through these different sections. The first section is Diaz and Wirtz and Rafinha. Now, why would we want to go and buy Diaz, Wirtz and Rafinha? Surely they're already out of packs, and we've kind of missed the investment. Well, if I show you what happened last year, we've got someone like Heung-min Son, and Heung-min Son dropped from Wednesday down to Friday. So again, Heung-min Son was a Team Week 2, just like how, it's crazy, Heung-min Son, by the way, has had a Team Week 2 2 years in a row. So yeah, last year's Heung-min Son, who was out of packs, dropped from 122k down there to 111k. Then, today, Friday, before release of the game, who went from 111k up there to 138k. Really, really nice investment. So as a result, what we believe, and again, if we look at the daily trends, we can see he peaked on the Wednesday, down on the Thursday, and hopefully going into 6 PM, he should get panic sold even more. And what we'll do is we're going to go and buy him, and then we're going to go and sell him on the Thursday. Now, I do have some worries about Diaz, and there's even some worries about Rafinha. So, you know, if you don't want to go for them, you want to go for Verts, go crazy. The worries for Diaz is that we're getting a leaked RTTK Jota SBC today, and the worry is, well, have loads of people bought Diaz as a link investment to Jota? And then I'll be honest with you, if Jota is anything to go by Bruno GAMECHANGERS last year, where he just wasn't demanded because it was overvalued, is Diaz actually going to drop after 6 PM? So if Diaz doesn't drop going into 6 PM because he's being heavily bought as a link investment, and I'll be honest, I don't back the demand on that Jota, unless he comes out super cheap. Again, we thought Torren would have been like 50 to 70k. He was 20k. He was so demanded. I've done it myself. Yeah, then if Diaz doesn't drop going into 6 PM, we might look at buying him after 6 PM. Rafinha, though, should drop going into 6 PM. Verts should drop going into 6 PM. And like I showed you with that Son, they should be a good investment. The second tier we're looking at is Informs. Informs last year were the cheapest. If we can go and grab them. Informs last year were the cheapest on the Friday. Again, here's Informs Son. Cheapest on the Friday at 489. Rose all the way through to, well, Tuesday, even Friday. Out of packs, and he went up 100k. So not a bad little buy right there. So personally, I do like the buy of Inform Bremer, Inform Diaz, and Inform Son. The problem I have with Rafinha is Lamau is probably going to go and get himself a POTM on, what's it called? On Tuesday, Wednesday. And obviously, if these cards rise till Tuesday, Wednesday, but then something replaces him on the day where he should peak, it's a bit sketchy because leaks of your Mal can definitely create a bit of panic selling around Rafinha. If it's leaked that Mbappe gets it, you're not going to go and get panic selling around your around Inform Rafinha, but that is just a little bit of a worry there. And again, Bremer, we do like Bremer as a buy as well. Bremer is obviously a link investment to Thuram. And yeah, so I will go and put buy prices on the guide whenever I wrap up today's video, so don't worry, should hopefully be able to make it nice and easy for you guys. So that is the first two investments. We've got Team of the Weeks, we've got gold cards again, Team of the Weeks. Second investment is Team Week 1s. I should have an example here. There we go, Lewandowski from last year. Obviously was in Team of the Week 1. We can show you he dropped all the way here through to the Friday down to 161 and rebounded it back up to 190. So the Team of the Weeks, like your Messi, like your Rodman, like your Adeyemi, that have been panic sold out of packs, are favoured to rebound a portion going into next week. So again, we do like the investment of Adeyemi. We can show you right here, Adeyemi, I'll be honest with you, he doesn't fit the agenda too much, but Adeyemi, the idea is he peaked there at 90k, and then he should go down. Again, he should get panic sold around about 90k today. Sorry, peaked up there at 100k. The idea is he would have dropped from about 90 down to about 95 and then today be 90. So if he drops down to 90k, he'll be a good buy. I think Rodman fits the agenda of a team of the week that was overinvested and then dropped. I know Messi definitely does. Yeah, like Rodman up here, 177. Yesterday she averaged 162. And then later today she might be, well, she'll be favourite to average about 150. We'll go and buy her and she should rise going into Tuesday. So that is the next investment. And the last investment is just buying meta players. So, sorry, just buying meta players over 100k. So if I go and show you, I think I've got a good example here. If I go and show you Kyle Walker from last year, here we go. Here's Kyle Walker from last year, peaked up here earlier in the week, dropped each day, just like we've seen this year, dropped down to the Friday, so today, and then rebounded from 114 up there to 124. Not the best buy, but what you got to appreciate is he would have got cheaper than 114. He probably would have gone like 105. So he probably would have gone from about 105 up to 125. And again, players will be looking for that are going to be gold cards over 100k, who are some of the most demanded. Players like Griezmann. The reason I can tell Griezmann's one of the most demanded is because if I head over to Footbin, hover over players, go down to player game performance, then go and click on games, it shows me which players have had the most games played with him. And you can see that Griezmann is the most, well, Griezmann is the most used player over 100k. So that's why we do like him as an investment. Again, all these investments are on the guide, and the guide is free until the 1st of October, so do make sure to utilise it. Got a bunch of investments also to go and make on the Saturday, but I will go and cover that in Saturday's video. I think that goes and wraps it up. I mean, we've been doing lots of trading at the moment, loads of shadow trading, lots of icon trading. Actually, I'll give you guys a little updated way on how I'm icon trading, because I have slightly changed it. There we go, you can show you the champs list is absolutely brimming of icon deals and shadow deals. Even though it's been a bit slow in the last few days, managed to get up to about 1 million coins, I think, what, within a week of the game being out now. So, sorry, up to 2 million coins as the game being out for a week. How I'm icon trading is I'm going icon, maximum bid 100k. The reason to go maximum bid 100k is because it allows you to get a bunch of icons there on open bids. I'm not looking to buy the cards on open bid, but if people list up cards or an open bid, it normally means they're in a hurry to sell the cards. So if they're in a hurry to sell the cards, it normally means they'll also list them up for a cheap buy now. So what I do is I go 100k max bid. I normally put my buy now to whatever amount of coins I have, so I'm only looking at stuff I can afford. So I go max bid, 100k, max buy now, 1.3 mil, because that's how much we got. I then scroll to the 5th, 9th minute, and then I go and see, are there any players 10% cheaper than what they fluctuate up to? What do I mean fluctuate up to? Well, if I go and load up FootWiz, there we go. Let's say I want to go and see what close fluctuates up to. I'm going to go and type in close right here. I'm going to click on in there, and I'm going to click on this. This shows me all the prices that close has sold for. And I want to get them 10% cheaper than what it fluctuates up to consistently. So let's have a little look. We've got a 220, we've got a 250, a 227, a 240, a 230, a 220, a 230, a 245, a 220, a 220 there basically. So he fluctuates up to probably about 220, 230. So if I want to get him 10% cheaper, I've got to get him just below 200k. So 199k would be decent. We'd then go and sell him for 220. And again, we can do the exact same thing here for Raul. Raul's pops up at 854. So we're going to head over here. Now to icon trade efficiently, you need over 1 million coins. Otherwise, you're going to run out coins too fast. And yeah, and you won't be able to trade with, you want to be able to trade with basically all the icons, not just the cheap ones. Raul, by the looks of things, only goes up to about 880, so we'd have to go and pick him up for about 800k for him to be worth my time. You just keep on spamming this filter, looking at the new cards that are listed, and yeah, I say, ideally go and get yourself some deals. But that is going to go and wrap it up. Hopefully it's cleared or made it a little bit easier to understand the road to the knockout stage process. Again, we've got investments for today, we'll have investments for next Friday, and we'll have investments for Saturday. So loads of stuff going on. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.